Is there a difference between the dating advice for men versus the dating advice for women?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Isn't the dating advice for men typically how to seduce a woman and get her into bed, while the dating advice for women is usually how to get a man into a relationship, get him to commit and treat you right?
Yeah, I'd say generally that would be it, yes.
I feel like that's the objective for both sexes, right? Men typically go for sex and women typically go for money.
You've heard like seduce their mind first. Like women, we can end up with like a 5, right? But if he has like a personality, he has all these other things, like you see like average Joes all the time with fine ass women, right? So if you're advising them to just be genuine, like get to know the woman, like don't be so greasy. Like there is more to us than our bodies that like get to know our mind, right? But with us, I don't know, like our advice, it's kind of changing now because women are more independent and, you know, it used to be like, find a rich man, like find, you know, whatever, but it's way different now.
You have to compromise, and whenever you really like somebody, then you'll get to know what they believe in, and if you can relate to that and compromise, then you'll find a common ground, and you'll find your right man, and you can like know that he's not a good man if he isn't gonna compromise with you.
I feel like, especially in this generation, we've just lost all compromise. We have so many unrealistic standards, so I think we're pretty much fucked. Can I say that on camera?
Well, how are men and women ever supposed to get together if they have completely different goals?
Opposites attract?
Do you think opposites attract or like minds?
Like minds. Both.
Isn't that a contradiction?
It is, but aren't women a contradiction of themselves?
Is there a difference between what women say that they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Absolutely. I feel like women, we're just like we contradict by nature.
So can you trust a woman's dating advice?
Like I said, it depends on who it comes from, because like we want a man who treats us right, but at the same time we kind of want him to be aggressive, so it's hard to say.
Men should not be so aggressive. Don't come onto women so hard. I feel like women, though, should not be so... I feel like women should kind of let their guard down sometimes, even though men can be creeps, but I feel like women should loosen up, be more open, have more options.
What are your thoughts on dating coaches?
Dating coaches. I think that there's something to it, right? I think that they've taken the time to understand like psychology and dating and what works and what doesn't.
Why are there virtually no dating coaches for women?
That's a good question. I think mostly because women are the ones being pursued most of the time.
Because women think they know it all.
Maybe because women think we all have it figured out.
Because women are emotional creatures. They're fucking crazy.
Because women are always jealous. They're always, sorry Lily, women are always jealous of each other for some odd reason. Like if they want to give a woman advice, it's usually advice that they need to take themselves.
Is there a difference between what women say that they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Yes.
So can you trust a woman's dating advice?
No.
Sometimes they say what they want when it's not really what they need.
I think maybe women should be more upfront right away so they're not wasting their time or leading the guy on if he has other intentions.
What are your thoughts on the following expression? You don't ask a fish how to catch a fish, you ask a fisherman.
Stupid.
That's the best analogy I've heard.
I mean, the fish isn't going to tell you how to catch them. So you have to be skilled at what you want. So if you're the fisherman, you know how to, like, you know, put the moves out there, you know, like you're skilled in what you want to get.
If there's somebody out there for everyone, why do some men seem invisible to women while other guys seem to get all the girls?
Because you need to step your game up.
Is it true most women only have eyes for the top percentile of men?
100%.
What advice would you give to a man who feels invisible to women?
I would say he needs to look at what he's doing in life, and not just financially, but maybe his appearance, maybe he's not showering, maybe he's not trying to, you know, look good in his clothing. Like, to me, I'm personally attracted to if you look your best. It doesn't really matter if you're not like a 10 out of a 10, but if you at least try to look your best, you're groomed, you know, I don't really go for the bank account first, you know.
I would definitely say just be yourself and be confident, just because like don't let your heart go cold, because somebody out here will appreciate you and what you have to offer.
When a man is confident, when he's like, I know what I want, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, this is how it's going to be, he's going to attract girls, because naturally, like, we want to be submissive.
A lot of women like men to bring out their femininity, and in order to do that, a man approaching a woman helps them let them be at ease and in their femininity instead of having the woman approach the man.
Have the most confident men ultimately met your expectations?
No.
So why are women so fixated on a confident man?
Well, confidence is key because you seem more sure of yourself, like you have it all figured out, but it needs to stay like that.
And that's the thing, is like they're not any better. In fact, most of the time the confident men are way worse than these like nice guys. So it really just comes down to you being just like sure of yourself, if you know like you have something to offer.
Well, why are women so attracted to confidence if confident men often come with toxic qualities?
That's a great question. I actually love that question. Honestly, I think that it's the toxic qualities that sometimes bring confidence.
A lot of men go after baddies and they're insecure and not confident and then can't handle it. So go marry an ugly woman if that's the case.
Have the most confident men ultimately met your expectations?
Absolutely, just because the confidence is from within, and that energy is felt. So it's just like it's like a reflection of what you give out.
Why do women often choose to make lists of what they want in a relationship rather than what they bring to the table?
Do they though?
It could go both ways, but it's always been in society where the man has to be the man in the relationship. That's how I want him to be, the bigger person, the one to bring everything to the table.
Well, I mean, don't a lot of women say they want like a guy who's 6 feet tall and 6 figures and 6-pack?
Yeah.
So we call that the rule of sixes, but you don't typically see a woman saying...
But I mean...
If they don't see a guy that's 6'5", 6'2", basketball player, NBA, if you don't make over 5K or 12K or however much, it's to the standards. The standards are overwhelming, and I blame social media.
If men and women are equal, why do men always have to step up to women instead of women stepping off their pedestal to meet a man on equal terms?
That's a good question. Can you read that one more time? That's a good question.
Why is dating advice typically about coaching men to improve, but never about humbling women to accept more average men like they did in the past?
Because it's all about pleasing the woman, of course.
Why is this burden placed on men only to become exceptional?
Because pussy is power.
Who assigns this burden, men or women?
I believe women.
I think women can be a little hard-headed, and I feel like you can kind of coach a man a little bit more, and they want to know like what a woman wants.
Why should men be expected to bring more to the table than they ever have in order to please women who bring less to the table than they ever have?
Because the man is the provider, baby.
Why are women typically spoiled beyond their needs while men are typically deprived of their basic needs?
Because women deserve more.
Why do women often choose to make lists of what they want in a relationship rather than what they bring to the table?
Because it's women first. The man is there to accommodate for our needs.
What does a woman bring to the table?
Knowledge, common sense, pussy.
Why should men be expected to bring more to the table than they ever have in order to please women who bring less to the table than they ever have?
Social media. Everybody wants to be a Quavo, everybody wants to have a Birkin bag, and everybody wants to have, Gucci shoes and Gucci flip-flops. Nobody wants to have housing, nobody wants to have land. Everybody see all these rappers buying everybody everything, and that's what they want. And they don't understand that it's a reality. Not everybody can get what Tupac got or Snoop Dogg.
Women feel like them opening their legs can be enough to catch a man, so they don't really think that they have to excel sometimes. But I also feel like men also can be complacent where they think like being an average Joe, they can get whoever they want if they're good looking.
Coming up with 5 sisters, I don't know. I feel like for men, it's our responsibility to spoil women. I don't know where that comes from, but I feel like it's our responsibility just to spoil women, so that's what we do. Sometimes it comes second nature, and sometimes it comes with bad intentions.
What's the difference between understanding women versus analyzing women's behavior?
Understanding women, you got to care about their feelings. Analyzing their behavior is just watching how they act and react to things.
I feel like analyzation comes from a place of observation, and then understanding comes from a place of reflection.
Isn't one more empathetic and the other strategic?
Yes.
So is it wrong to be strategic when it's called the dating game?
Hell yeah, it's the dating game. It gotta be. It's a damn game, man. It gotta be strategic. Shit.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Yeah, but it doesn't always have to be a game if you're trying to find the right one.
What does it mean to have game?
Confidence, something to bring to the table, something to offer the woman, and prove why you're the one. Why do you deserve that woman?
Men that are at the higher percentile, they know they have game. So they already know that they're a catch.
Game, I just feel like you have great social skills.
You gotta have game. You gotta have sauce. You gotta be a player. Know what I mean? You gotta know how to talk to them. You know, you gotta let it roll off the tongue the right way. Know what I'm saying?
If women want men to just be themselves, why is approaching women a skill men need to learn? Why does he need game?
Because you can't make it awkward, man. It's just like if you approach anybody, you want to have a comfortable conversation, relationship with whoever you're talking to.
It's the same when women get approached. They also need to learn how to pass the ball back. So that's what makes the game so fun. Is when you're an expert at it, not even an expert, but just knowing how to do it playfully and in a good manner.
Why do we keep asking men to have game when approaching women and instead ask why are modern women so unapproachable?
I don't think it's that modern women are unapproachable. I think it's just more so the way men come off. So it kind of makes us have a guard up, seem like we're unapproachable. But once you get to know us, it's not always like that.
Because of the evil men ruining it for the good guys. We get nervous and we don't like to be approached aggressively because the intentions aren't pure a lot of the times. So you got to do it the right way and learn game and be a good guy.
Modern women are just exhausted. Just because like the same way men are exhausted, like it's just unrealistic expectations, standards, so many options that are not really even options. And I just feel like this generation, we're just so focused within ourselves. We're very self-centered.
Many women complain that guys don't appreciate them enough. How do you know whether to blame men for not making enough effort or women for not showing enough gratitude?
I think it goes hand in hand. I think some women get lost and they don't want to show gratitude. And I feel like they don't want to be appreciative of what their man can offer them. And I think that goes vice versa too.
Is it hard to satisfy men or women?
Oh God. I feel like it's harder to satisfy women because we always want the best.
I blame men for that because sometimes we do get stuck in our ways, and sometimes men, we try to think logically all the time, and sometimes that's not needed. So I blame us for that one.
Is it hard to satisfy men or women?
Women.
So why should men even bother trying to please women if they're never satisfied?
Exactly. That's why I'm single. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, babe. I'm not single. I promise you I'm not. But that's the point. That's exactly. I hope she's not watching this.
Dating for women is like shopping, while dating for men is like a job interview that he's paying for.
Correct. It's really right.
Frenchie like the dog, baby like the baby. I'm twisted up. And don't try that at home, folks. It's a movie, baby.
3, 2, 1.
It's